So we're back here again with a new Fujifilm camera, and that is of course the X-T30 Mark III. Now I'm really a big fan of how Fuji have created these really small, nice, lightweight, compact cameras, and they're pretty much perfect for people who either just want to get started or want to have a nice, good-looking camera that also has some absolutely killer specs. And really, they haven't held back here. Now, overall, there's not a massive amount of difference between the X-T30 Mark II and the X-T30 Mark III, but in this video, you're going to find out a little bit more about it and hopefully help you decide whether or not you should go for it. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. On the grand scheme of things, there isn't much difference between its predecessor and this in terms of the look and feel of it. The only thing that is drastically different is of course that film simulation dial on the top, which gives you a lot of options creatively, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. The only other things that are different are the processor, the capabilities of the sensor, and then the video specs there as well, and making it very powerful, but we're going to get into that in a second. The X-T30 Mark III is a light and compact camera that only weighs 378 grams, making it pretty perfect for going out, doing street photography, and getting into this art form, which is such a lot of fun. It's of course got a back illuminated 26.1 megapixel APS-C sensor, and this is of course Fujifilm's X-Trans sensor, which they're just amazing. They take brilliant photos and you get beautiful colors out of it. Now, going into the colors, you got access to 20 film simulations, and something different between this and the last one is of course you got the film simulation dial at the top, which gives you access to 6 of the 20 presets internal to the camera, as well as a bunch of custom dials which you can set to the other 20 or load up your custom presets to get the color which you really want out of your images. The film simulations that are on the top dial are of course Acros, Realer Ace, Classic Chrome, Astia Soft, Velvia, Provia Standard, and then you've got a custom one which you can set to a film simulation that you like, and this is just standard there, and then a further 3 custom dials under FS1, 2 and 3, allowing you to put your custom colors on the actual camera. Something unlike a lot of the other Fujifilm cameras, you've actually got yourself a nice little flash to the top of it, allowing you to take photos in lower light situations, and that is something that's really useful for a camera and the lens that comes with this camera, which is of course the 13 to 33 millimeter. It's an f3.5 to 6.3, which isn't necessarily great, and when it comes to kit lenses, they're not necessarily supposed to be the best kit lenses available. But what I like about this one is, unlike a lot of kit lenses for APS-C mount, this is actually very wide, being maybe perfect for doing your selfies or your photos, allowing you to get a lot more detail for when you're taking photos of traveling and you want to get more of the architecture in and about. It's a nice little kit lens, and it proves to be one that's actually quite powerful. And the fact it's actually got optical stabilization built in makes it not only a nice little sharp option, but it's pancake, so you have to extend it out of the barrel, and it just allows you to put this camera in anything and take it pretty much anywhere. And that's what's most important, is the ability to take the camera in as many places as possible, to be able to take as many photos as possible. So it's a nice little compact solution, and as you can see, she's absolutely tiny. Let's put the flash away. She is absolutely tiny and very, very beautiful camera. So overall, the camera is more power efficient with a quoted 425 frames before you need to change out the battery or charge it, making it pretty perfect for your day out of shooting and taking photos, and overall that's generally great. And you can take photos up to 30 frames a second, being able to capture that moment in as crisp a detail as possible, and this not only feels great, but it also looks great. That 30 frames a second is for the electronic shutter, and then for the mechanical shutter you got 8 frames a second, which is very similar to the rest of the lineup like the X-E5, but of course you don't necessarily have that 40 megapixel sensor that the X-E5 has. So this is below that in terms of like the Fujifilm lineup, but it still offers you a really powerful camera, at least bang for buck. Now let's go into the LCD and the EVF. The LCD screen is 1.26 million dots, making it very high res and really crisp and detailed, allowing you to really see the images in the best light possible. And then when it comes to the EVF, You have a 2.36 million dot EVF internal, and this is of course an OLED screen, making viewing your photos and what you're taking that much better, and making that whole experience that much better as well. The other thing which I've got to admire for Fuji here is they haven't actually skipped out on the video specs. This does 4K 60, it does 6.2K, as well as 240 frames per second at HD, making it quite a capable video camera. I could see this being used for content creators really quite well, especially if you're looking for a nice, small, beautiful solution to go day in, day out. The camera itself is very powerful, and it even has a mic slot on the side and then a micro HDMI, which, you know, you're not necessarily expecting a full HDMI on a camera like this. The X-T30 Mark III brings not necessarily anything crazy or new, but it's still quite a nice, powerful little camera. And for the price point at $899 body only and $999 for the kit, you can see that this might actually be a very popular camera, especially when you're considering it against the X-T50, which is around about $1,500. It's got similar specs, it does a pretty good job. You haven't got the ability to do a selfie screen, but you don't necessarily need that for going out, taking photos, enjoying the experience of photography. What do you think? Put in a comment in down below. Let me know what you think about the X-T30 Mark III. I'll be really interested to hear from you. And, you know, like, follow, and subscribe. What we're doing with this channel is trying to make it more interesting, more badass every single time. With all the new releases, we're planning to release a video for each and every one of them, as well as some more conceptual stuff. So please like, follow, subscribe if you want to see more. For everything photography and video, make sure you check out Camera Centre UK. And well, I'll hope to see you next time.